Welcome everyone, and thank you all for logging into our first and hopefully our only Zoom volunteer thank you event. It's great to see everyone here today. We've got over 30 people online, our biggest ever, which is very, very exciting. And we'll also share this to the globe later on our YouTube video. Really what we want to do today is show our appreciation for how much we benefit as a project, as a community, from the enormous contribution that the volunteers make to the Grassmarket community project.
So it's Volunteers Week, and we couldn't have our usual annual party that we would have and send out certificates to everybody, but we still wanted to celebrate, and we wanted to let all the volunteers and everybody here know how much we appreciate them.
So we decided to gather as many of you as possible today online to say thanks. We're going to read a wee poem, then we're going to show you a video of the lovely origami doves that many of our staff and members sent in to celebrate Volunteer for Hope, as we all need a bit of hope to pull us out of this lockdown and pandemic.
Then Mike, you found the space bar. Anyway, at the end of today, we'll then give everyone an opportunity who does volunteer to talk a bit about why they volunteer and why they enjoy it so much at the Grassmarket.
And don't worry if you miss any of this or lose connection or have to leave, as we are videoing this event and we'll post it on YouTube with a link on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
And we are very sorry in advance if your name doesn't appear at the very end of the reading. If you have volunteered in the past year and your name doesn't appear on our list, then we can only apologise, and we still value your contribution. And please get in touch with me, Graham Burnett, the volunteer coordinator, and we'll make sure that you're on the list.
This poem is called On Giving by Cahill Gibran. Then said a rich person, "Speak to us of giving," and he answered.
You give but a little when you give off your possessions. It is when you give off yourself that you truly give. For what are possessions but things that you keep and guard for fear you may need them tomorrow? And tomorrow, what shall tomorrow bring the over-prudent dog burying its bones in the trackless sand as he followed the pilgrims to the holy city? And what is fear of need by need itself?
Is not dread of thirst when your well is full, the thirst that is unquenchable. And there are those who give little of much which they have, and they give it for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. And there are those who have little and give it all. These are the believers in life and the bounty of life, and their coffer is never empty.
There are those that give with joy, and that joy is their reward. And there are those that give with pain, and that pain is their baptism. And there are those who give not no pain in giving, nor do they seek joy, nor give with mindfulness of virtue. They give as in yonder valley the myrtle breathes its fragrance into space.
It is well to give when asked, but it is better to give unasked through understanding. And to the open-handed, the search for one who shall receive is joy greater than giving. And if there is aught you withhold, all you have shall someday be given. Therefore, give it now, that the season of giving may be yours and not your inheritors.
You often say, "I would give, but only to the deserving. The trees in your orchard say not so, nor the flocks in your pasture. They give that they may live, for to withhold us to perish. Surely he who is worthy to receive his days and nights is worthy of all else from you, and he who is deserved to drink from the ocean of life deserves to fill his cup from your little stream.
And what desert greater shall there be than that which lies in the courage and the confidence, nay, the charity or receiving? And who are you that men should rend their bosom and unveil their pride, that you may see their worth naked and their pride unabashed? See first that you yourself deserve to be a giver and an instrument of giving. For in truth it is life that gives unto life, while you, who deem yourself a giver, are but a witness.
And you, receivers, and you are all receivers, assume no weight of gratitude, lest you lay a yoke upon yourself and upon them who gives. Rather, rise together with the giver and their gifts on their wings. For to be overmindful of your debt is to doubt their generosity.
Thank you, Tommy, and thank you everyone for reading that beautiful poem out there. And thanks to our amazing volunteers, many of whom come into the project every week, incredibly reliable and helpful, and quite simply, our program and the support that we offer just couldn't happen without the huge numbers of volunteers that volunteer even a few hours a week or even half an hour a week, and some go away for whole weeks on end with the project on residentials and stuff like that. So we just couldn't run the program without them.
Thank you to Rohan Krikmar, Thomas Didek, Hannah Fram, Ursula and Michael Gleineck, Jess Orr, Isella Shipton, Sophie, Amelia, James Campbell and Marco Trevisan.
Thank you to Mike Appleby, Christine Mackay, Elaine Proudfoot, Suzanne Johnston, David Armstrong, Sean Redgrave, Margaret Allen, David Patton Williams.
Thank you to Peter Hunter, Katie Bogey, Janie Conlon, Maureen Irvin, Karen Gillen, Lillian Fitzgibbon, Kay Lamond, Peter Lee, Andy Dixon, Martin Splatt, Connor Board, James Holdsworth, Kate Fraser, Roberta Blair, Bob Gould, Kathleen Ziffo, Helen Tyrrell and Jenny Payton Williams.
Thank you to Tom Randall, Judith Cotan, Trudy Dorr, Anne Duthie, Jean Wood, Agnes McKellar, Anne Sibbald, Alex Sibbald, Andy Smith, Alice Myers, Alice Noble, Anna Hodson, Deborah Pike, Laura Dunlop, and Ricardo Bagona.
And thank you very much to John Bann, John Boyce, Elisa Ford, Dennis Gallen, Diane Heron, Nathan Matulitis, Les McEwen, Cameron Syme, Lee Stevendale, Stephen Thornburn and Roy Williams.
Thank you to Gillian Basuith, Jonathan Davey, Barbara Kimball, Jonathan Crowter, Joanna Milne, Caroline Milne, Helen Mizzen, Angela McSebney, Angela Napuk, Grace Nichol and Philip Ross.
And our huge thanks to Ian Proudfoot, Richard Fraser, Joe Elliott, Helen van der Ploeg, Sandy Finlinson, Nikki Findlay, Jane Chappell and Joanne McDougall. Wanted to do the same as Catherine, but I've only got one thumb because my other one's on the space bar. But yeah, thank you all so much for volunteering for our wonderful community and supporting our members and all the incredible work that you do. We're now going to show a short video and then people can say their own thanks to themselves while they watch this little video, which is of the doves that our members and volunteers and staff made over the last couple of weeks. And Gillian and the team hung beautifully in the project. So it's just about 30 seconds long, and we'll just play that now. Excuse me while I try and share Okay, I think I get the impression that we had some technical issues there. Sorry. I can assure you, I watched it twice. It looked beautiful.
Johnny, if you look at my screen, I'll try and get it on because I'm actually sitting there.
Right. Everybody watch Mike's screen.
Mike, I think you should sing along now as well.
Aye, that'll be right.
Come on, Mike.
Mike, you would have to talk for it to stay on your screen.
There we go.
The music was I Believe in Miracles. So if anybody...
I believe in miracles.
Mike, you have to do it one more time, this time with nobody talking. Because
no, I am not singing that again.
It kept cutting to people like Martin and Gillian and people like that. So one more time, nobody talking. Let's watch Mike's video.
I believe in miracles. You sexy thing. There we go, folks.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Well, there we are. So we have this wonderful opportunity to mix and match people. I'm going to create 4 rooms and chuck you in, and there'll be less people in each room, and you can have five minutes just to chat a bit. It'd be a nice thing to do because we've got so many you on. So bear with me, but you'll find yourself disappearing and into a little room. I'll try and do a mixture of different people. Okay? I hope you, and we'll come back at the end and say goodbye. Okay, so here we go. Goodbye, everyone. See you in 5-10 minutes. Should all start disappearing now. Hey! I come to join your room because I looked at the, because Zoom divided you all up, and I think this is the best group. Don't tell the others. Don't tell the others. Good job, this is not being recorded. We do have the best hats, though, I think. I joined this group purely on the basis of hats.
Well, mine is more than 50 years old, and it used to be an officer's scout hat.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was very thick, it was firm and rigid, and had a leather hat band. Mm-hmm. But we just worn it so much for fun over the years that it slowly got more and more floppy, and it looks really
I like it.
respectable now, but it used to be very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's not dissimilar from Anne's. Wasn't yours an officer's hat as well, Anne Duffy?
Yes, absolutely.
An officer in what? Tell us, Johnny.
Well, my hat was worn by the late officer of the. No, it wasn't actually. Mine's from the kids dressing up box, which we still have, even though they're all in their mid to late 20s. Mm-hmm. You got to keep the dressing up box, Once the kids leave home, you're like, it's when you can start actually getting in there and having fun with it.
Well, I was betting it comes out at Christmas.
It does many times, and it also comes out at Grassmarket staff parties as well, and on member residentials we get it out. So Hannah, what's the story behind your hat? Hannah, can you hear us? She's frozen.
Yeah, I just got. Yeah, there she is. Hannah?
My internet connection is rubbish, so I don't know.
Well, tell us about your hat. The story behind your hat.
Oh, it's from a carnival thing. My granddad is involved in the carnival in Germany, so this was for 2 years ago. I was dressing up as a magician.
Brilliant, cool. Excellent. That's fantastic. And then Anne, the story behind your hat.
Well, it was a gift from my son's girlfriend, now daughter-in-law, and I had bought her a hat when we were in Thailand, and she bought me a hat. So this was the one I got, and it's a big favourite of mine. It's very nice.
That's brilliant. Yeah, it looks like it would be good protection in a sandstorm. Yeah, pull it across, and then everyone else would be, you maybe have to get a couple of other people in as well. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay,
and there's a connection. This is from Thailand as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Lovely. I'm going to go and see
Don't
what the
have
other
a
groups are
hat
doing.
here.
And I'll see you in a couple of minutes, okay? Take care. See you later.
All right.
Thank you, Johnny. See
Helicopters, grenades, everything. A lot of the
Hey,
time
Johnny.
spent in Otterburn, just over the border.
Aye.
So, yeah, so completely different to working in the Kirk.
Aye, absolutely. Aye. No, I was just intrigued. Johnny, we're just going round. I'm just asking all the guys what they get from volunteering. You know, because volunteering, people volunteer for a whole lot of reasons.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of going round clockwise here. So I want to Karen now. Karen, why do you volunteer and what do you get out of it?
I like helping. It gives you like new skills, and like I like working in the kitchen, and I like to make new hands and.
Aye. So you get something from volunteering. Aye. You learn things from volunteering.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you enjoy it.
Yeah, I like volunteering. It's good.
But you've done other stuff too. You go to classes and whatnot too. You go to activities too.
The activities. Yeah, I've done with a bit of your class.
Yeah.
With work.
Aye. And that's volunteering. Aye.
Yeah.
That good stuff. Good.
It's good.
We'll have to get you booked into woodwork again.
Tommy, sorry to interrupt. I'm going to pop into one of those. I just popped in here just to say hi. And I'm also asking very quickly, what's the story behind your hat? Go Kazoo, very quickly. Kazoo's in Japan right now. It must be about midnight or something.
Yeah.
So tell us about your hat very quickly, and then I have to go to the other room.
This is a hat from the Edinburgh University. It's a souvenir.
Is it Edinburgh University tartan?
I think so, and
it looks like
because of this color, I chose this hat.
Yeah.
It's
brilliant.
Hat of Midlothian color. So.
Lovely, thank you for coming. And Marco, what's the story behind your hat? I can't hear you, Marco.
Marco, you've muted yourself.
Right, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's the story behind your hat? And thanks for the tech support earlier on, by the way.
Yeah, so when I was a pastor, I was wearing this hat. It's a murder and mystery. It's a costume that I bought for a murder and mystery party 15 years ago, 20 years ago.
Okay.
There we go.
Excellent. And who did it? Was it the butler?
I think it was the French maid.
The French maid. It's always
that was very cliche. So, yeah.
Excellent. Right, I'm going to go and find out about other hats. Catch you later.
Johnny, before you go, what's the story behind your hat?
Oh, my hat. My hat's from the kids dressing up box from years ago. I think it was an army general's hat in the Spanish Civil War or something. No, it was in the dressing up box. Thanks for asking.
Well, it suits you. You should wear it all the time. You make a great
I should. I think so too. I think it does suit me. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Right, I'm going to go.
Bye, Johnny.
Hop into another room. Bye.
Stuff, you know. Oh, hi, Johnny.
Hi. I'm on a mission to find out about people's hats. I've been going around all the different groups and just finding out about a little bit of a story on people's hats. There's some great ones. So, Kate, tell us about your hat.
You know, I think my hat might have come from one of these far-off countries that we might never get to again. It could have come from Greece or somewhere, and it's brilliant because you can roll it up like this, stick it in your suitcase, and then put it on. It's not really very stylish, but it doesn't really.
It looks like it gives you nice protection in the sun.
And I've got these bits of wool because actually it gets so floppy that I have to kind of keep it off my eyes. So that just adds a bit of, je ne sais quoi.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, excellent. It's very handy to have hats you can roll up, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
Very handy.
Okay, well, as there's no more hats, I'm going to go because I'm on a mission to find out about hats. Sorry to interrupt your conversation, and I'll see you in a few minutes.
All right. Well, I'd just like to say, because it's a small group, Gillian, I know that you've got many hats on and
Got on with? Is that
sorry to interrupt, but I'm interviewing everyone very quickly on their hats. I've been going to every group. I'm finding out just exactly the story behind your hat, because these are very important. So Hazel, let's start with you. Tell us about your hat. I'm joking. Graham, tell us about your hat. Where's Joanne gone?
I'm here. I'm trying to double up, and I've got one room has got Zoom doing something else, and my daughter. Then I've got a work call on the other one, and I'm on my phone. So I think I'm splitting myself in.
You're such a modern mum. You're such a modern mum. You've got multi-Zoom calls going on.
In the process, I've lost a hat between one room to another.
Oh, you're obviously not a very good modern mum if you lose your hat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's embarrassing. Better not tell the kids about that. You're letting the side down. Super mums are supposed to never lose their hat, Joe. Never.
True. Next time.
Yeah. Okay, Graham, you were saying, what's the story behind your hat? Makes you look a little bit like a shark. I think for the record, you should go. No, seriously, go to the bottom of your screen like this. Go along like that.
Oh,
perfect.
Well, I know next time I'm going to go down the dancing from Shark and I wear this then.
Yeah. Well, you can also be in that gang in West Side Story. What they called?
Oh, the Sharks.
Yeah.
Going to need a bag of rope.
We've lost Joe again. She's dropped the hat again. Esther, what's the story behind your hat?
Me?
Yeah.
I had a really nice friend that was a Jehovah's Witness, and before she left the country to teach sign language in the Dominican, she gave me this. So it makes me think of her. A really, really nice girl.
It is nice. It looks like it's perfect
She's been there
for a
for about
sunny.
3 years.
Yeah, it looks perfect for a sunny climate like that.
Maybe she'll pat me in her handbag next time.
Yeah. Or maybe we'll have more weather like we had last weekend, and then you'll need it. You'll need it.
Yeah.
I wish I was wearing one last weekend, because I don't know about anyone else, but I got quite red, as you can probably see. Okay, right, I'm going to head off now, and I think we're going to bring everyone back together. I think it's one more group I've got to visit. Okay.
What's your story, Johnny?
My story. My story is, this is from the kids dressing up box. In fact, Graham, you've seen this at many GCP parties over the years. This is the hat that goes in the dressing up bag that people like you wear at their staff nights out. So, the same one. It's been on many heads, which is probably not very hygienic. Right. Okay, I'm going to go to my last group, and I'll see you back in 2 minutes.
The other kind of software we can get, which would allow people to sing together in a way which Zoom doesn't let you, because Zoom kind of prioritizes one person, isn't it? It's,
I've not heard of any yet, but
guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm just going around and getting everyone's story behind their hats, and you're my last group, and then we'll all come back together. So I'm looking for to hear, like, what's the history behind your hat, Daniel? Where did you buy it? How much? Where can I get one? You know,
bought it from
to an
a
interesting
charity
person before
shop.
you. Joking. Go for it.
I bought it in a charity shop, and then realised it was originally from Tesco. So it's been on a bit of a journey. Probably was cheaper in Tesco, I don't know, but it was really just beside me on the couch. So
it keeps you warm.
It keeps me warm, keeps my hair from going crazy.
Yeah, very useful during the lockdown to have something that keeps your hair from going crazy.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And one last question about it, because I have a similar hat. Do you sometimes wear it in bed?
Never.
Bit personal, I know, but I got complained about the other day by someone. They said, "Stop wearing your woolly hat in bed." I was cold. It was cold.
David,
why wouldn't you wear it? If it was camping,
young babies wear hats in bed. Very important that newborn babies keep their heads.
Yeah, exactly that. So that's like me, Joe. Okay, Joe, as the other hat-wearing person in this group, I need to hear the story behind your face.
I'm sitting in the room I use as my study, which is my son's bedroom, and my son is now 35, but he's left all his kit and clobber behind. So I don't know the history of this hat. It's obviously a fez. He must have bought it.
It's really nice. Really nice.
Dress party. He's left another one for me, which equally I don't know, which is sort of military style. So that's great. That's also a possibility. And there's even a third version which we used in my orchestra playing the Ride of the Valkyries, which is this one, which is even better. So I'm sorry there aren't more of us in the house who are volunteering.
Brilliant, Joe.
And all the hats at the same time.
Yeah, Joe, that sums you up. You wear many hats in the
many hats. That's right.
Many hats. Right, I'm going to bring everyone back together. I think I've done every group now, so I'm going to bring everyone back together for our goodbyes. So I'm going to close all rooms, and we should all end up back in the same room, I think.
Do we have sound?
I think that was, yeah, that might be a bit of a shock to the system if you were in the middle of a conversation there and suddenly you left the room with your group. But the job is done. We managed to get everybody, I think, in there. Yeah, Helen's just joined us as well, which is lovely to see. I think that's us, guys. So yeah, I just want to say thank you all very much for coming. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Strange as it has been, it's been really lovely to bring everyone together and say our thanks to our volunteers, and thanks, many of you are volunteers, thanks to you. Like I say, if you missed some of it, or if you want to see or hear the stories of everyone's hats, because I went around all the groups and I got a story of all the hats, then just go onto YouTube later. It takes a wee bit of time to download the video from the Zoom call. I'll pop it onto YouTube and you can watch what was happening in the other breakout groups. You can go and find out what they were saying about you, just because it's that easy. I've recorded it. So you can pop in the other groups and see what they did and said. So thank you to everyone that read, and thank you all for coming. I'll unmute you all, and we'll have a nice big screen and racket as we all leave, okay, saying our goodbyes. Like in Walton's. Let me find out how I unmute you all. Participants. Right, so you're all, I hope you're now all unmuted. If you're muted, that's because you've muted yourself, okay? And if you,
I never muted myself.
I suggest,
I'm still muted.
I suggest once you're all unmuted, I think we all just start doing a kind of Walton's thing. And as you do that, we'll kind of fade out. So, goodbye, Catherine. Goodbye, Kate. Goodbye, Karen. Goodbye, Maureen. Goodbye, Esther. Goodbye, Tommy. Goodbye, Anne.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, Heather. Goodbye, Michael. Goodbye, Marco.
Thank you to all the staff.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Helen. Goodbye, Catherine. Goodbye, Martin. Goodbye, Judith. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Stay safe.
Goodbye, Hazel. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Michael Appleby. Goodbye, Tommy. Goodbye, Esther. Goodbye, Judith again. Goodbye, Heather. Goodbye, Hannah.
See you actually,
Goodbye,
Karen.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, Helen. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye, Tommy. Goodbye. Goodbye, Kate. Goodbye, Hazel. Goodbye. Goodbye, Catherine. Goodbye, Carly. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye, Marco. Goodbye, Andy. Goodbye, Esther. Goodbye, Kate. Goodbye, Graham. Goodbye, Tommy. Goodbye. 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 Goodbye, Alyssa. Goodbye. Goodbye, Marco. Goodbye, Karen. Goodbye, Tommy. Bye, Catherine. Goodbye, Tommy. Bye, Gillian. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Catherine. Goodbye, Alyssa. Goodbye, Tommy. Goodbye, Karen.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, Johnny.
Goodbye. Thank goodness they've all gone. It's just us now. Just the best people left. I'm joking.
Bye, Lisa.
Take care. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Is anybody else seeing movement? Because I'm not.
No.
No, it's just stationary.
Oh.
Looks like just a picture that's been changed.
They're nice. They're nice doves anyway.
Aye, yeah.
James and I spent 2 hours hanging them.
That's 20 minutes each.
I think I get the impression that we had some technical issues there. Sorry. I can assure you, I watched it twice. It looked beautiful.
Johnny, if you look at my screen, I'll try and get it on because I'm actually sitting there.
Right. Everybody watch Mike's screen.
Mike, I think you should sing along now as well.
Aye, that'll be right.
Come on, Mike.
Mike, you would have to talk for it to stay on your screen.
There we go.
The music was I Believe in Miracles. So if anybody...
I believe in miracles!
Usually, we normally, under normal circumstances, spend weeks planning an event like this. Weeks and weeks and weeks planning an event like this. But this one was done a bit more, we decided to do this one a bit more off the cuff. Hence, I have to tell a bit of technical information to the people who are contributing to that today. And that is, if you can press your space bar, then it will unmute you. This is only for the people that know what they're doing, okay? Which is the GCP staff team. So Tommy, Graham, Gillian, can you just try that? You should press your space bar and then you should be unmuted because I'm about to mute you all. If you've got
Where's the space bar? Where is that?
Bottom of your screen.